Hello, I'm Precious Swain Peaks, owner of Anointed for Prosperity Bookkeeping and more. And today we're going to talk briefly about grants and loans. We all need funding sometime. Nonprofits, profits, those trying to get into business, those trying to start up new organizations, new sport teams, we all could use funding. But a lot of us don't know how to find funding. So I'm going to show you a few of the millions of places you can go look so that you have at least somewhere to start in finding funding. This is grants.gov. Grants.gov is a reliable site. It is a government maintained and set up site. It offers a lot of tools. As you see, it has an option where you can learn grants. The Grants Learning Center teaches you the terminology, the systems, the policies, the programs, the reporting, the agencies that make them, how to become eligible, and just a simple grants 101 so you can understand grants. Talks to you about grant fraud. Search grants. Search grants is going to probably be the tab that most of you are looking for. When you search grants, you can put in keywords. If you know about the grant already, you could put in the opportunity number. You would hit search and you would find what you're looking for. But I want you to take a look at the left-hand boxes. You can narrow down your searches to the type of grants that you're looking for. The categories. Are you looking for a grant for art? Are you looking for a grant for business? For community development, for consumer protection, for disaster, education? You can come over here and you can select one of these options and it will narrow down your search criteria. So just for the sake of a quick example, let's say you're looking for a grant for business and commerce. You see it narrowed down the grants available for business and commerce. Okay? You see it's all types of things. Micro Entrepreneur Assistance Program, Private Sector Landscape Assessment, Indian Business Incubator Program, Micro Grants for Food Security, Socially Disadvantaged Groups Grants. So you would go in, it's going to give you the opportunity number, it's going to give you the opportunity title, and it's going to tell you which agency is offering the opportunity. The close date is very important because the close date is going to tell you when the ability to apply is over. Okay. That is grants.gov. You can also go to SBA.gov. SBA.gov /funding -programs, which you see across the top here, shows you what the SBA has to offer. Of course, if you wanted to know what loans they had, you would click this tab. Investment capital. Find an investor for your business. You can click here. Disaster assistance. If you need a low interest loan to get your business back on track after a disaster, this is where you would come to apply. Surety bonds. A lot of businesses are required to have surety bonds. Notaries, bails bonds. But they're not the only ones who need surety bonds. A lot of times, contractors, general contractors doing any type of building need a surety bond. Grants. This is where you would click to see what grants they have available. So, for the sake of today's episode, we're going to click grants. And of course, we know that we had some grants available for COVID. We have some grants available for state trade, research and development, management and technical, and grants to community organizations. We're going to take a look at COVID relief programs. And as you see, no matter what you're hearing anywhere, it clearly states we are unable to accept new applications for COVID-19 relief loans and grants, but they are still offering PPP forgiveness. The SBA Supported Grants was the PPP. This was forgivable. It was available to keep you with employees. The EIDL, which was not forgivable, that was available to keep you in business. The shutter. The shutter was for venues, clubs, concert locations, bars, things that surrounded entertainment. The restaurant revitalization was, of course, for restaurants, food service type entities, food trucks, catering businesses. And SBA debt relief made loan payments for some existing borrowers. You could have qualified for more than one, and the cross program eligibility helped let you know if you applied for one and not the other, which other one you may have qualified for. As time goes on, if they reopen any of these loans or grants, you will be able to find that out right here. They'll update it. So be careful when someone tells you, I can get you this, this, or that, to make sure before you pay someone that this is really available. So we're going to go back. We're going to look at some other grant options. If you work for a government entity, you know that government entities also rely on grant funding in most cases. In order for states and cities principalities, municipalities to have funding for small business. A lot of times they will also go to the SBA, and the SBA will run them through STEP. STEP has been in existence since 2011. It helps small business overcome the obstacles of exporting by giving them grants to cover the cost. If you have a business in which you export your product to other areas, this may be something that you want to look into. While we're here, let's take a quick look at grants for community organizations. If you're a nonprofit and you have goals to help youth, to help elders, to help homeless, to help anyone, normally you have set up some type of community organization. Here is where you would find out about the grants that are available. Okay. So you see they have organizations supporting veteran-owned businesses, organizations supporting small business innovation. But let's just take a quick look here. And the easiest way to get through this program is to go through SCORE. You see they also have a program called Prime that offers grants for investors to be able to continuously invest into small business situations. So we want to know where to go to get the real information. That is what SBA has going on for grants. And we'll take a quick look at loans. And in order to get an SBA backed loan, you're going to have to visit their loan page, find the loan that best suits your needs, enter your zip, and find an SBA backed lender in your area. You find a lending partner, you get the loan, you work your business. As you see, they have the 7A loan, which is highly spoken of during this time frame. Um, for more information on that one, you can go back a few episodes. I did do a walkthrough of the 7A loan. They also have the 504 loans, which is more long-term, fixed rate, and it's to purchase or repair larger items. But then you have the micro loans, which is the smallest loan program, and they loan out 50,000 or less to help businesses in order for them to start or expand. So before I go to the next screen that I'm going to show you, I'm going to stop for a minute. Understand that legally and ethically, if you use a grant writer, if you use a third party, or anyone like that in the grant process, they have to be paid separately. They cannot be paid out of the grant money. The grant money has to be used for whatever it is that is in the paperwork that the grant is going to be used for. So their pay would be something you would work out with them. It cannot come out of your grant. Why it's important to follow that rule? Because if you are audited regarding the grant to make sure that the money is being used the way it's supposed to, you're going to want everything to be in order. Second thing, for loans, understand that when you apply for a loan, there is going to be information that is required. Whether you're doing the application yourself or you're paying a third party, make sure that you provide the information that is required. Now, if you have the information and just not in an organized fashion, and the person that you're is doing it for you is an accountant, a bookkeeper, a document prep person, something in those lines of work, and they're going to compile the information for you in a way that is presentable, then that's fine. But always make sure you have your information. Don't get caught up in the scams and the I can get you the loan guaranteed. I can do loans, as everyone knows, is not guaranteed. There's too many factors that come into play in the approval. And always before you sign, look at your information because once you sign it, you have become liable, you have become responsible. So if anything in your application was put there but wasn't part of your information, you need to pay attention so that you catch that in an effort to avoid being caught up in fraudulent behavior. So we've looked at grants.gov, we've looked at SBA.gov. Now let's take a look at a few other basic sites. Some of you are familiar with, have received an email from, have seen on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Hello Alice. Hello Alice is a site that has a listing of grants being offered by them or by a different company or agency. Currently, you look and you see eBay has a grant available where they're looking to help small businesses stay open. The closing date for that application is the 10th of June. You see that Progressive has a business grant supporting Hispanic business owners right now. They can receive up to $25,000 in grants towards the purchase of a commercial vehicle to enhance their business. Applications are open until June 17th. And DoorDash is offering $10,000 grants to restaurants that have been impacted by a natural disaster, excluding COVID. This is not for people impacted by the pandemic. Or they impacted by a flood, a hurricane, or tornado, a rainstorm, a drought. Those are the people that they are looking to help. The application closing date is June 30th. So if you qualify for or need to check and see if you qualify, if you go to helloalice.com, you will see the listing of these grant applications and others. Another site is Grant Gopher. Grant Gopher has both free and paid listings. You would simply go in and search by state, county, and program, and it will give a listing of the different grants available, how to apply, and when the closeout for the application date is. So if you don't have the budget to pay 50, 100, 500 for a list every time someone does a post, you can simply look for grants yourself. If you look for other grants, you should be able to go to Google. Well, Bing is up, so I'll use Bing. And put in available grants. And see who has grants available. Now remember, anything that you see that says ad, they're going to probably have a fee. But if you go in and look, you will get to see who may have grant listings. 100% free. Free search. And you're going to want to look for reliable links like .gov. You know that .gov is going to take you to a government site. You see this site is for substance abuse and mental health services. You see a listing of the grants that they have available for those that offer these services. Quite a bit, probably more than we would have expected. So there's grant money available. There needs to be people to go in and apply for it. I hope this has helped. I know it was a little long. Sorry for taking up your time, but I hope that this has helped someone to be able to get on the right track to finding the grants they need to operate their nonprofit, their business, to fund their dream business or organization. For those who may have questions, need advice, need consultation, for those who don't want to do it themselves, would rather pay someone to do the applications and the paperwork, for a free consult, you could reach out to www.anointedforprosperity.com. Anything that is not within our realm of support, we would be able to give a list of professionals that provide the service, um, that have good references. Anybody looking to do it theirself but just may have a question or two along the way, you can also set a consultation. Go on over to anointedforprosperity.com. One of us would be happy to assist. And for those who just need more information, how can you learn to do it? Reach out. We may know somebody teaching classes. If we don't, we'll just tell you that we don't. But the goal at this point is to make sure that we assist in educating those who may not have a mentor, a coach. They may not have the budget to pay for the information. Again, I am Precious Wayne Peaks, owner of Anointed for Prosperity, Bookkeeping and More. Yes, we're a business, but we're also here to help. We do offer mentoring and coaching to startup businesses, to people with a dream of being a business. Our office does business formation, both profit and nonprofit. We do accounting, we do payroll, and of course, we do business and personal tax preparation. If you are looking to become a tax professional, send us a message. We're here to help. You guys have an amazing day, and thank you so much for tuning in.